Good morning, I am Mantastic and Fantastic, and not only do I have a different intro, but something very new and exciting is happening to Puzzle & Dragons. So, in Japan, which is usually 2 to 3 months ahead of North America and EU, they are receiving or have had the announcement of the King of Fighters collab. So, normally I would do a first impressions video, however, North America and EU have been announcing on their Facebook and Twitter pages that it's going to come on Christmas Day. So not only this is kind of like a big first overall because this is a true collaboration, not a seasonal event that sometimes has the same timing, but a collaboration where we're actually gaining brand new cards that we probably wouldn't have actually acquired any other time. So this is quite unique and interesting, and for myself, like, I would like to write something about this, but PadX hasn't had a chance to update the icons, so it's kind of annoying not to work with icons. So for now I'm going to do a first impressions, but I can build off of my first impressions and your feedback for writing my article. So the King of Fighters collab is basically a collaboration. It's a special rare machine that you spend your magic stones in and pray you get the good stuff. However, there are only 6 and 5 stars available, so this can to a certain extent change how we approach this machine, because oftentimes a lot of collaborations have the chase cards set at extremely high rarities, and it's those very high rarities that are obviously challenging to actually acquire. So in this case here, maybe there will be a bit better rolling odds, perhaps, maybe. Hopefully the 6 stars are strong enough, but even if there's a couple 6 stars that are chase cards, at least they hopefully are the same rarity as the other 6 stars. Like, we don't know. Like, if we look at the Dragonbound Dragon Collar event, there were lots of chase cards at 6 stars as well. The rates were not so great for me, but the rates were good for other people. So I'm believing that hopefully this will provide some balance, so to speak. Now, there will obviously be a rank 50 roll, which seems to be a very common occurrence. Great, free rolls are great, and has the same lineup in the rare machine there. There's a dungeon, you can skill up stuff. Okay, cool. Special things, special things. Facebook comments. Okay, so now we are going to go to the other part here. I'm using the North American Facebook thing for now. So, new evolution. So there's a large host. So these are 6 star, 6 star, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So those are all the 6 stars. It means nothing. We're looking at pictures basically at this point in time. So whoop-de-doo. All right. And then you can make something really cool, I guess. Sure, you make a letter into a video game cartridge. So this is kind of what is important. We want to see the stats and abilities of all the characters. So if we look at the first character here, I'm not going to say names because it's going to turn out badly. We have a traditional evolution and we have a pixel evolution. Now, in my opinion, pixel cards, what are they used for? Well, pixel cards are used to obviously bypass damage void characters. Now, damage void characters are basically spawns that you can't really deal with very easily. You either have to have damage control and chunk them down periodically, but with pixel cards, you can one-shot them. So Pixel Awakenings grant you bonus damage when you form that box. However, what is important is that you want to have additional awakenings to supplement the damage, because oftentimes it's that one character that's trying to one-shot the spawn in particular. So if we think about what are the common void spawns currently available, well, there are the spawns in Cosmic Trinity, which are Dragon and Devil, so therefore Dragon Devil killers are favorable. Arena 3 has several spawns with the box or the Void Awakening, or sorry, the Void Defense Mechanism, Zeus Dragon, Gaia Dragon, and Noah Dragon. So again, Dragon Killers are good. I believe they're all gods as well. Maybe Gaia's a machine, but Dragon still seems good at the moment. God's not bad as well. So those types of killers seem to be very helpful. Obviously, specific one-shot challenges, they range and vary, so we can't necessarily predict. But to conclude, Dragon's pretty good. God is not bad as well. Devil's good too. So keeping that in mind, we want to look for cards with those awakenings. However, other cards that can supplement this damage is 7 Combo Awakening. 7 Combo Awakening provides 2 times damage against all spawns. So that box is 2.5, your 7 combos 2, plus your leader skill multiplier, hopefully lots of those primary color orbs. So in order for these pixel cards to truly shine and function, we want to ideally have them have these types of awakenings alongside of it, as well as obviously desirable actives that have some synergy. So let us take a quick look at all the cards now, with all that being said. So this is the true evolution of dude, and he's got a leader skill of 3 times attack and reduced damage of 6+ combos. So damage mitigation, that's built into combos, that's easy to achieve. I don't know the exact amount. And then 3 times attack and reduced damage of 3+ fire combos. That is way too hard to achieve, but yeah, that's really way too hard to achieve on a regular board. That's kind of awkward. That's 9 fire orbs. You're like Krishna, but conditional defensive multiplier Krishna with a higher damage. But you're conditional Krishna. That's kind of awkward in my opinion. Like, Krishna struggles from being 2 orb hungry. And this dude here, it's 9 times damage when he can make combos, which should be normal. But we are going to have big issues here with enough fire orbs present, because we're not going to necessarily be able to have enough fire power. So I feel like this is going to be 2 orb hungry of a leader. And I don't even know what their active skill does. Could you tell me? No, you can't. Change orbs to fire and heal orbs. Other skills hasten. That's the pixel form. So I'm assuming something similar for this form here. But even doesn't matter. Like, even if it's a crazy strong active skill, it's going to be too short of a cooldown to really be viable. So now we need to look at its kind of viability as a sub, because it's only technically 81 times. 9 times 9 times. 81 damage. 81 times damage is not that great for a monocolored team. Like, sure, it's okay, but his awakenings are actually quite sexy. You got bonus or follow-up attack awakening, and the pixel card is alluding that it's going to make heart orbs. So therefore, you should be able to form your column. And that's going to obviously make a big difference, because you're allowed to basically pierce through all of the spawns that you face, which is important. So I believe there should be some synergy there. 2 skill boosts is helpful, 2 time extends always helpful, skill binder just kind of standard. But we have 2 7 combo awakenings. So this is great. Like, we love cards that have double 7 combo awakening. They hit very hard, and provided he has a reasonable active skill, which it sounds like he does, this is going to be useful. And the Devil Killer is going to be meaningful, because devil killing is pretty powerful. Like, common spawns are devils. So you have 4 times damage from your 7 combos, and an additional 3 times on top of that for your Devil Killer. So Kaio is going to do amazing amounts of damage. So I feel like he's going to be a great sub, not an okay leader. In his pixel form, he has the devil killing that I talked about, as well as the box void awakening. So this is important, because we now have another devil killing option for pixel awakening. So Yogg uses Cloud for Cosmic Trinity kill teams, and that is valuable, because Cloud basically helps ensure you can one-shot the purple spawn, Azathoth. You can one-shot him with relative ease with Pixel Cloud. So we got to think, can Kaio actually do something similar on his red-based teams? So at this point in time, Inahime is one of the stronger Cosmic Trinity teams, but it really functions and shines because you're able to run Tsubakis, who have double Dragon Killer, to help make up for the lower attack multiplier. Yogg is a much higher multiplier. Inahime has a much lower one. So a single pixel of this guy will not be enough damage whatsoever, unless you have lots of burst gemstone style actives, but that requires stalling, which is not in the kind of flavor you want to really have. So it's going to be challenging for Inahime teams to really run this card on a carry team, unless you have multiple of them to have enough damage, and even then I feel like it might be kind of dicey. But still, another pixel card that has a relevant killer is always welcome. It's going to be great in those one-shot challenges as well. Alright, so okay, this guy. So leader skill, 3 times attack reduces damage when fire and light attack at the same time. That is doable, at least. 4 times attack for attribute racing, 5 orb 1 enhance. So you have 144 times attack damage with a 5 orb 1 enhanced leader that has to match multiple colors for damage reduction. That's a lot of things to try and achieve. It's kind of like, obviously, a better Tsubaki. It could possibly pair well with Ilmina because you're matching those colors anyways. It can work out. It's going to be okay at the best, I feel. And his active skill, it's not really telling me what his base form active skill is, unfortunately. Or is there another image, actually, I could look at? Let me see. They released a lot of images. I think they did, actually, release an image that I could use. Yes, they did. Okay, so I can look at this thing here. Okay, so Kaio's base skill is change orbs to fire and heal. Fire orbs are likely to appear for 2 turns. So you're like Krishna, but a 13-turn cooldown. So it's a double orb changer. Wait, no, it's a bi-elemental board changer. Oh! Oh, you've been pancakes and go, oh, so you're making a board of fire and heal orbs. That's incredibly powerful. That's a super, super strong active. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, that's an incredible active. Yogg actives are very powerful because it makes a bi-elemental board of hearts and primary color. This does the same thing, but fire Skyfall. So any fire team is going to love this. Holy crap. Hot, hot, hot. Doesn't really change his leadership potential to a certain extent because, well, you're still incredibly orb hungry. It's going to be tough to really hit those 3+ fire combos, but this is definitely a big upgrade. I read that wrong. So then his pixel form is actually amazingly strong as well. I'm assuming 13 turn cooldown or so as well. Similar. All right, let's keep going. I'm looking at different windows at the same time. So we have... yeah, it's 13 turn cooldown. Okay, good. I'm seeing these images here. Okay, so now we have Terry Bogard. So leader skill, it's okay, but let's look at the active skill. It's reduced bind status, including awoken, by 3 turns. Changes the leftmost column to fire and the rightmost to light. So you basically guarantee yourself the 5 orb spawn as well as reducing binds by 3 turns. Multi-purpose active, it's at least good in the sense that a bind clearing active has an offensive component alongside of it. Odin Dragon with the haste and obviously the best bind clearing in the game is great because the haste helps, but this case here, your fire and light teams are going to have orbs. So even if you don't get to use the active skill for the orb, for the bind clearing, you at least have the orb generation, which is important for his leader's skill. And then in his pixel form, he gets the leftmost column to fire, right to light, extend orb movement time by 2 times. Not so great by comparison, I feel. But then again, he's not bind immune, so it doesn't really help. But again, he has the Pixel Awakening, but no sexy other awakenings to complement. So not as strong as a Pixel option, in my opinion. Now we come to Ken. I'm looking through all the stuff. Okay, so leader skill. 3 times attack and reduce damage when attacking with 4+ attributes. So basically any 4 including heal. So that's actually quite doable. And then 3 times attack. Reduce damage with 6+ linked light orbs. Oh gosh. That's a lot of effort now. For just 81 times damage, that's not very much, to be honest. Maybe the damage mitigation can be powerful, but 6+ light orbs is hard. On a 6x5 board, if you clear the whole board, say you're a perfect puzzler, you can clear the whole board every single turn. Statistically speaking, you're going to have 5 light orbs appear. So even if you perfectly puzzle, you only have 5 light orbs appearing. That's a little awkward because you won't be able to proc your leader skill, so you're going to find yourself stalling quite often. It's going to be annoying. Now, their active skill is no Skyfall combos for 1 turn and change the top row to light. So this is actually a powerful active skill, and amusingly enough, it's only on a 5-turn cooldown because you're saying, I have no Skyfalls, it's a liability. So you make the cooldown shorter, so you get the row and the light orb spawn, which is quite nice, as well as being spawned in the top row, which is the best row to spawn it because you tend to hoard orbs at the bottom and then make light orbs at the top. So what I can see this dude happening is becoming a decent option for like farming, but then again, you have to match 3 other elements alongside of it, so then it's a little challenging. But it'd be great for farming if light had a good farming leader that could just use 1 light row because the no Skyfall up component. Ah! And then, no, shut up. I took my meds. And then his pixel form has none of the sexy awakenings I talked about, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. It's at least another option, but to be fair, it's going to kind of become obsoleted to a certain extent by other pixel options because Cloud is just better for the most part. But his active skill changes the top and bottom row to light, so that actually could be meaningful for Yogg teams as an inherit if you really wanted. You guarantee yourself 2 light combos and lots of light orbs. But it's a 13-turn cooldown, but it's interesting at the same time. Now we come to Rebel. No, we come to... I don't know your name. I can't say names. It's challenging. So, she is very interesting. Her active skill is Void Damage Absorption for 1 turn. That is huge. And 3 times attack for attackers and Devil for 1 turn. The enhancement component, sure, but Void Damage Absorb. This is Fujin, unless I'm horribly mistaken. This is Fujin, because Damage Absorb is like Vishnu, Hera Dragon, etc. So we have another Vishnu option in purple. Was there a purple one before? No, maybe, I don't know. Not too important, but another Fujin style active is always valuable and desired, but she actually comes with a sexy amount of awakenings. So this is hugely important because one issue with Fujin is that you often use them as a inherit. You could use him as a sub. He has a 7 combo multiple time extends, but sometimes you found other better options. But this girl here has Dragon, God, Devil, and Machine Killer. So she's more than likely going to be dealing crazy amounts of damage to desirable targets. And when you think about it, God, Dragon, and Devil, and Machines are probably the most common boss spawns in the game. So you're basically saying to yourself that I'm going to be dealing 3 to 9, maybe even 27 times damage to the more common spawns in the game. That is amazingly powerful. It has great value on a wide variety of teams because you have the Fujin active and crazy killers to go alongside of it. But one thing I really want to point out is the skill charge awakening she has, because with her skill charge awakening, she can basically hasten herself up significantly faster. So you can charge this Fujin active very quickly. The only downside is you need to run a team of all the elements. But if you're playing something like Anubis or Blue Hunter, it may not be that challenging because you can use subs that have sub attributes and just basically cover all your bases. So this card I feel is going to be incredibly powerful, and it's definitely going to be one of the chase cards in this entire collab. There is a pixel form, but you lose the Fujin style active, and you don't even have sexy awakenings. But their active skill becomes change orbs of fire, wood, dark, and heal, 4 elemental board, and then the same 3 times burst. I would probably never, ever, ever make her pixel. She's just too good in her regular form. Just, yeah, I wouldn't. All right. Next, my thingy. So this is another 6-star base card. She looks kind of cool. She has active skill of 50% chance for enhanced orbs appearing for 5 turns. So she has a 7-turn cooldown with 5 turns of this enhancement status. That's pretty high upkeep, to be fair. And then 3 fire orbs at random. Yeah, sure, cool. Maybe it's trying to synergize with the enhanced heart orb awakenings, but you can get more healing out of her. But triple TPA is not bad, but 7 combo tends to be better. But we're looking at her leader skill because her leader skill makes the board become 7/6 and 2 times attack for fire and light, 4 times attack, and reduces damage of 7+ combos. So this is actually a pretty good active skill, or leader skill when you think about it. She has 8 times damage on her own, as well as damage reduction at 7+ combos. So this is kind of like Diablos. It's a little lower multiplier, 8 versus 8.5. Damage mitigation, I'm going to assume it's similar ballpark range. So this is a definite viable alternative to Diablos. The only downside is you have no bind immunity and you don't have the 7 combo awakening or guard break. But this girl here will have good healing output because of enhanced heart orb awakenings, and the lower base cooldown means you can inherit something over top of it. Oftentimes Diablos goes unused. At least this girl here can be used, so that can be some pros and cons. Definitely a strong card overall, and obviously with options like Lee, you can swap her out. But the thing is, if you're using her first and then Lee to swap around, you at least have a strong leader skill to begin with, and then you can obviously make it stronger by Lee swapping, but this is actually quite powerful overall. And now we come to... one sec. There's so many different things I'm trying to look at the same time. Her pixel form. So in her pixel form, she has... 50% chance of enhanced orbs falling down for 5 turns. Changes orbs to fire, water, and light. So a tri-elemental board changer with the orb enhance. Okay. Okay, sure. Board becomes 7/6 2 times. And then 6 plus, and then up to 4 times damage when erasing 6+ linked fire orbs. Her other form is a much stronger form for her leader skill potential overall, and her pixel form doesn't really bring any of those sexy damage awakenings, so I feel like it's not going to bring that much viability. I feel like she's going to be better in her non-pixel form. And now we come to Lori, and Lori is another 6-star base card. Active skill is change orbs to fire, water, wood, light, dark, all orbs enhanced. So you're light Kali with... You're basically a light Kali active, which is kind of awkward. Like light Kali with the orb enhanced, so not such a desirable active skill, but she has the delicious skill charge awakening. Or is it a he? I can't tell. Traps are definitely evolving. It's a he, okay. Yeah, so we have skill charge, but only on a 13-turn cooldown. So with 13-turn cooldown, this is actually quite amazing. We have a 13-turn cooldown with skill charge. So you can basically rapidly charge up any active skill you want, and that's going to make a big difference. As a leader, they have 4 times attack and reduces damage when attacking with 4+ attributes, 5 times attacks for that specific attribute when erasing 5 orb 1 enhance. So you are a 400 times leader. Holy shit, you're 400 times leader. Wow. Yes, it's 5 or 1 enhanced. Yes, it's multicolor, but it's 400 times damage. Holy crap, that's crazy strong. And we have lots of desirable rainbow-style board changers out there. We have lots of powerful subs you can use, but you can use skill charts to basically cycle through their active skill fast because you're oftentimes going to be matching all elements with this person as a leader. So this is actually quite an exciting leader. It's going to add a nice twist to leader skill usage because you have great damage and you have damage mitigation. You're almost always going to have damage mitigation because you should be able to match 4 elements. I'd be very surprised if you could not unless something bad happened to your board. In their pixelized form, they get Attacker Killer and 7 Combo Awakening. So there is a killer, there is a sexy 7 combo, but I honestly feel that it may be better to use them as a leader. Like, yes, their active skill is 8 Dark Orbs at random and all orbs enhanced, but I don't think that's really worthwhile, and I feel it's going to make a much more fun and exciting leader in their non-pixelized form. So, this is in order? I don't know. Confusing. Okay, they have a different awoken skill shown here and a different awoken skill shown in a different image here. Orb movement time plus 2 seconds for 5 turns. Light orbs enhanced. Wow, it's like player skill issue fixing right there. Override all time debuffs on an 8-turn cooldown. If they have the 7 combo awakening, it could be a little interesting, but wait. No, it evolves with this. Never mind. Never mind. It's not showing the unevolved form here, I'm guessing, but can't really use a sub, a weird inherit at the best to override time debuffs. The next dude here has lots of pointless active skills to a certain extent. 50% chance for enhanced orbs to appear for the blue guy for 3 turns. Changes orbs to fire, water, light, and heal. So a reasonable active skill in terms of board making, but not such a great card overall. But their leader skill is puzzle becomes 7x6 and puzzle becomes 7x6, but then it's not a very good leader skill overall. It's just very tiny amounts of damage. Actually, if I move this screen here, will it show up? Let me try and modify it. Maybe this might be easier for people to follow along if I can do it this way. I won't cover my face up, don't worry. Here we go. So, you can do this. There, this is your awoken form, or evolved form, or other form. I don't understand how it works, actually. They both are 5 stars. This might have been easier if I'd done this at the start, actually. Super follow-up attack, so it makes row teams better. Row teams at the moment are not so great or hot. Hard to use that effectively for that super follow-up attack, but it gives row teams an option if you like to play them. Removes locked orbs and reduces the enemy's health by 20%, so it's a gravity with orb unlocking. Not a bad combination, to be honest, because at least you're dealing damage while unlocking orbs, so not terrible. Her leader skill is not relevant, so we're just going to kind of pass over it. She's kind of cute in a way. Does she get cuter? I don't know. Add 1 combo for 2 turns. That can be helpful for combo-based teams to a certain extent. Half damage for 2 turns. So that's actually not a bad active skill. Useful on combo-based teams because you get the damage mitigation so you survive and a bit more damage overall. Awakenings, it's a little hard to utilize 5 awakenings effectively, so it's going to be relegated to an inherit. 7 combo and a finger, not so helpful. Probably not even helpful now. Extend orb movement time by 1 point. These are all 5 stars, of course. 1.5 for 1 turn. Okay, time debuff override. And changes light, dark, and poison to wood orbs. So that's a big double orb changer that also leaves hard orbs. So that is actually quite powerful as an active skill overall. So definitely mono wood teams that want to have the board flooded with wood orbs are going to love that active skill. Double attacker killer. That is interesting in case there are attackers. Niche situational usage. This form here is 7 combo, more universal usage, but you're never going to probably use this girl, yes, girl, as a sub just because of the 7, just the few awakenings. So you might just leave her in this form for the more valuable utility of 9 times damage against specific spawns. Add 1 combo for 2 turns. Cool. Delays enemies for 2 turns. Not a bad active skill overall. Modest inherit as well at the same time. Kicking fast and furiously. I don't know which is their awoken form. Add 2 combos for 1 turn, halves enemy defense for 1 turn. That's not bad. A +2 combo count is becoming more common, but again, it can help. Halving defense can help. So by usage, like by, sorry, can be used in several ways. So you can use him for, say, tackling the Metatrons in like alternate arena or 3-player arena, because it's going to half their 20 million defense or even the pre-draws and give you the combo count to help overcome it. So this can be quite an interesting inherit on a lot of teams, because it can allow you to basically punch through those dangerous spawns, because guard break alone may not be enough. So halving their damage, so they have 10 million defense, possibly a bit more manageable, but you get the bonus combo count, so you hit the maximum multiplier, you should be able to punch through. Something interesting to think about. Wise Old Man of No Recovery. 7 combo machine killer. It's hard to use with such little awakenings and low stats. Avoids damage for 1 turn, so it's like Raphael, you're safe for 1 turn. 2.5 times attack for light and fire attribute for 1 turn. Not really a big enough enhance. Void and damage is cool. Raphael's kind of a little better at that in a way. I don't really see this guy being used much as a niche inherit otherwise. Team health, not so helpful as an inherit. Removes locked orbs, okay. Changes orbs to fire, water, and wood. So a tri-elemental board changer doesn't help too many teams that I can think of, because those are kind of awkward colors overall. So I don't think this guy's going to be used much. And we're back to the beginning, so you can see all their awakenings. Like, so fiery. So, based off of this... Wait, was there one more thing here? Yeah, there was here. Sorry. The images... assist. You get enhanced material killer, enhanced attack. Allies attribute changes to light for 5 turns. Not such a great weapon assist inherit. It's a very expensive thing to do. I don't think it's worth it. 3 times damage against enhanced materials may not be enough damage overall, and it's not redeemable to kill pre-draws anyways, and you have Zerog for that, so not so great. So, in conclusion, like, this collab is exciting. It's actually quite interesting at the top. Like, all the 6 stars, for the most part, are quite exciting. They add interesting new dimensions to the game, interesting leader skills, interesting active skills, interesting awakening combinations, as well as some pixel evolutions that are valuable. So, this is quite exciting for the most part. The only downside is I can see is that it's very top heavy. All the 6 stars are pretty good. All the 5 stars are average at best. So unlike, say, the Dragonbound Dragon Caller event, where the 5 stars are actually quite powerful, this event is much more skewed by comparison. There's much less value at the bottom, but much more value at the top from my first impressions that I can see. So is it worth rolling? Perhaps. It is new. We're getting it right away. So in theory, we are on the cusp of power creep. We're technically ahead of North American power creep with these cards, because this should come out 2 to 3 months later. But Japan gets them now, and we're getting them now. So this is a big power creep push, but not necessarily cards that are super awe-inspiring and powerful. Like, this purple girl here is very powerful for the most part. It's going to be the best Fujin-style card you could ever acquire. Definitely enhancing your monster box opportunities as well. So let me know what you think about this collab in the comments below. Do you think you'll roll on Christmas Day, or do you think you'll just take the free roll and run? Hopefully you'll have a Mantastic day. Hopefully PadX posts some icons so I can make an article, but maybe this will suffice. I wish you all the best of luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.